Hey friend, Iacopo here. In this episode, I wanted to talk to you about how we structured our one-to-one coaching and mentoring offer in a way that produces monthly recurring revenue, that doesn't require us to have a team because we only allocate a few hours a week for the specific clients. But at the same time, we offer tailored support, tailored results, and we offer unlimited coaching calls and unlimited Voxer access to our clients. I wanted to show you how we structured it so that maybe you can get some ideas on how to tweak your offer, how to make it more based on monthly recurring revenue, and maybe cut down the cost of time that you are dedicating to it if that's too overwhelming for you. Let me start with saying that we only have one coaching and mentoring offer at the moment because this is what works for me specifically. We tried group coaching before, we tried courses, membership before, but the best way I personally feel I'm interacting with the right people and giving the most amount of value to them is when I interact one-to-one. It's kind of like if you are an introvert and you are at the party, I personally don't work well with the group just because of the nature of who I am. I really go deeper when I get to chat one-to-one with people. This happens very often when I'm out and about and maybe at parties, I just get to chat with one specific person and we go deeper. So I want my business to reflect my superpower. I work well when I work one-to-one. So this is the offer. This doesn't mean that you should have a one-to-one offer. For example, Alessia, she, especially for the ballet side of things, she never wanted to do one-to-ones. She only did group coaching. So first of all, I want you to think about what is your best element, your natural element. You work well with groups, you work well with one-to-one. Pick the one that is more in line with what your heart says. I picked one-to-one, so I want to show you how I did it in a way that makes sense financially and also time-wise. The offer is pretty simple. It's called coaching and mentoring because, of course, we want to give accountability to people, but we're just basically showing how we do things. That's why the mentoring side. We are walking the path that we preach as well. And if you've got results in your past, in your previous experience in life, and you are just showing people how you've done things or how you're doing them right now, mentoring is an amazing tool for you because you just need to show what you've done, basically. And you don't need much marketing for that because that's basically what you do every day. This is what we do as well. Our offer is very simple. We help online entrepreneurs that already have an audience, they already have a product to remove the overwhelm, get their messaging cleared out so that they attract dream clients only into their offers, and then restructure their offer in a way that generates monthly recurring revenue. It's fun and exciting to deliver. It produces results for people over the years so they can get referred and people will stay over for a long time. This is the goal that we want for people. We want to remove the overwhelm, remove the complexity, make it super manageable for them, the business, so they can let go of the team, they can manage everything by themselves and just with a VA and only work a few hours a week so that they can have a lifestyle that they finally want. That's the mission. That's always been the mission for me because I feel everybody is, they're worth happiness. Everybody deserves happiness, and this is what we want to provide with people, with strategy, with mindset, with accountability, with coaching. This offer is not available to everyone. In fact, I am putting a lot of friction from me and prospective clients because I've been burned in the past. I've worked with people that had the money to pay me, but they didn't want to listen. They wanted to do whatever they wanted and blamed me for their lack of results. So I don't want to waste my time and I don't want to struggle when I work with people. So that's why the friction. The friction in the way that you cannot hire me if you wanted to. You have to go on my website. There is a link in the description box below if you want to check it out by yourself. There is a link that says work with us. In the page, there is a mini video that explains a bit more about what we do. And also there's an application link. So people have to go through a series of questions for us to decide whether we are a good fit to work together and maybe have a conversation after that. So don't push people to book a call or to send me a DM to receive the details. I want people to struggle to work with us because I know this way I only get the best people, the committed one. So what happens when people sign up? Well, they fill up the application, we receive a notification, and from that point on, I see how people reply to the questions that I ask them. And if I see that they only use a few words and they don't want to over-explain exactly what they're doing, I already know that they're not going to be committed on a long run. So I usually disregard them, or I tell them that it's not good timing. This is how I guard my time, and I suggest you do the same because, first of all, this is very good for positioning and authority. When you tell people that you cannot work with them, they want you even more. That's just basic psychology. So think about a way that you can make your prospective clients feel like they're patients and you are the doctor, because you don't want to come across as salesy, as attached to the sales in any way. Actually, this anti-selling system really sells. So if you want to take it as a tactic, go for it. Put friction between you and your prospective clients because they would want you even more. And once they know that you are not accepting everyone, they'll pay more attention in maybe answering the question in your questionnaire. Then when we have a call with the right people, 90% of the selling is already being done. It's already being done by my content, by the application, and the relationship that we've installed. Because people come to us only after they've watched hours of our videos. So they've already spent time with us. They already know what we do, who we help exactly, what is our product, how to get in. All of that is already being done. So we don't have to do any selling in our coaching calls. I mean, this is the sales calls, we call them coaching calls because if I already know this is a great person to work with, I only need a couple of questions to understand their mindset, what their problem is, and if we can actually help. If we find out in the call that we cannot help them because they actually need a break, they need to take a month off because they're burnt out, we tell them. Because that is not a sales call for us, it's a coaching call. We just want to help people. And when you do that as a coach, this is brilliant because people feel like they've been supported by you and they want to work with you even more. So at the end of the call, when they say, okay, how do we work together because everything ticks the boxes, we just tell them how much it is and how they can sign up. And that's it. So when they do that, what we offer is, of course, a tailored goal for their situation. This is another advantage of one-to-one programs. You can, of course, filter the people that contact you based on their problems, needs and aspiration and desires, but also you can tailor the end goal. Because if they need a specific thing, they don't need marketing and sales, they just need to understand how to craft a better offer that is not going to burn them out. That's the focus of the coaching. So I'm not going to offer anything else. So you can tailor the offer for your client. That's what we do. And then what we offer is unlimited coaching calls for 4 months, as well as unlimited Voxer access for 4 months. And you might say, are you insane? People are gonna drain your life. They're gonna suck up your soul and spit it out. I'm like, that's what I thought too. But the great thing is that if you design your content in a way that repels all of the freebie seekers, the people that are not committed, and you put so much friction even before they even can book a call with you, guess what happens? These people are great people. They respect you because they respect themselves, they're proactive, they don't need hand-holding, therefore unlimited coaching calls sounds a great deal. Of course, I tell them, if you start booking a call a day, I'm gonna fire you. I actually say that in the sales calls. But I never had to do it because of the way I structure the program. And this is another thing that I want to go through. It's super important. Without this, it won't work. The great thing about having a path is that you don't have to deliver the same message, the same content every time to every client. We've spent long hours figuring out the path that basically includes everything that we know. How do we do content? How do we do lead generation? How do we do launches without launching? How to create paid workshops? How to fill them up? How to follow up with them? How to do anything? Therefore, at the beginning of our relationship with our clients, we have one onboarding call where we assess their assets, we see what they've done so far, what's working, what's not working, what they hate, and also to start defining their goal, their ideal life. Then at the end of the call, I am personally the master of priorities. So out of complexity, I know the first thing you need to do to start getting to your end result. I reverse engineer and I tell you, great, it sounds like you should be working on this first. And guess what? I've got a piece of content in my path that is their starting point. Therefore, the next call is going to be after they've consumed the content and done some homework. That naturally takes some time. Even if they are first of a class, super committed, they're going to take a few days. And this means that you've got a few days before the next call. At the beginning, we experience more calls because everything is new, there is a bit more homework to do, but after a while, it takes time to implement and create, for example, more content and see if that works. That's going to take weeks. If you are designing a workshop for getting a new client, that is going to take days and weeks. We can, with unlimited Boxer access, just give them little guidance along the way that doesn't require us to go on live for hours explaining entire pieces of curriculum. This is what allowed us to charge high ticket for a very high touch product that actually helps the people that we want to help, but without our time being completely drained out because we didn't prepare up front. So, put friction on your content and the way people can hire you, charge premium for it, but only to the right people. Then when you onboard them, create a curriculum of content that covers everything. We offer 4 months of coaching and mentoring as the first chunk of work. But sometimes to go through all the content, it might take more. This is how we generate recurring revenue, because at the end of the 4 months, our clients might have accomplished a few milestones of the path, but then when you fix a problem, new problems arise. And our curriculum, it's vast, so that when they arrive at the end of the 4 months, they can decide to just go and do things by themselves after they acquired some information about the model, the structure, the offer, the content, etc. Or they say, guys, now that I crafted my offer, I want to create more content to make sure the invisible funnel works and converts. Could you give me a hand and keep on going with the coaching? Yes, of course. We can renew the coaching and then we can move forward from that, because the path takes longer than 4 months. In fact, I'm a bit against this program, especially group coaching and cohorts, where you offer 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Nothing gets done in 6 weeks. People need time to not just implement, but even think about things, marinate, noodle, rethink their ideas. So I don't like that personally. I like when we do things properly, and anything done properly requires time, and we want to be there for them. In terms of pricing, we have only 2 options. We have a weekly payment and a paid in full payment. It's amazing to have weekly payments because the entry point to start working with us is very little, especially if we're talking about a high ticket offer. But we also have a paid in full option if people want to save a little bit of money, and also to show that they're really committed. It's very good for them. When somebody pays in full, I really know that this person is going to get results, because that's how the level of their commitment. But the beauty of this is that if you only have a specific amount of slots for how many clients you want to take every month, If you're having a high ticket offer, you don't need many clients, especially if you structure it this way. Therefore, after you filled up the 3, 4, 5 slots, or however slots you have, after that point, you can make sure that in social media you tell people, I've got 1 more slot available for my coaching program, jump in, and once that slot is gone, that's when you start running waiting lists. That's how you can afford not to launch every single month, because if you do it this way, you'll have requests that will pile up and compound, so that when you have a new slots available, you just tell to the people in the wait list and eventually onboard them as well. Of course, this takes time. This takes time for your content, for your messaging to work, for your clients to get results, and you to get better at what you're doing. But this structure we found for us is the best way, first of all, to manage our time, to leverage our time with content, to give the maximum amount of value to our clients, and to have a model that, frankly, every time we wake up in the morning, we are happy to do. We are happy to go into coaching calls. We are happy to do sales calls, because we know we're going to meet new amazing people and that could potentially become our clients. And it just makes us feel amazing, which is the best way to run a business. I always hated people that said, oh, I love Fridays and I hate Mondays, because I don't want to live a life like that. I personally made it my mission my entire life that I wanted to have a job or a professional, do every day what I really liked, but I wanted to do it in my own terms. I wanted to earn whatever I wanted to earn, and this is the best way we found a coaching business can be structured. There are many ways you can scale this with group coaching or other ways. I'm not going to get into that. This is specifically on how we structure our one-to-one coaching and mentoring program. If you want more information about it, you can just check the link in the description box below. Or if you want to know a bit more about our 3-pillar method and how we do everything in our business in terms of bird's eye view explanation, I've got a video that explains everything, and here it is.